Hello, this is Barney Black. This is Running with MS, and it's been a hell of a while since I last posted a video of any length. I won't say substance, that's for you to decide. Right, so it's an MS channel, I suppose, and I guess my MS is stable. I've had it diagnosed since 2017. I've had symptoms since at least 2002. I've been taking Tecfidera consistently-ish since September 2017. I was diagnosed in the March 2017. I've been vegetarian now for 2 years, maybe a little bit more, with two caveats. I've had a fish supper twice. Once in the Sky last year, and once not so long ago here with Mrs. Black. Karen and I had a fish supper tea, just for a change. I eat too much chocolate, I drink too much coffee, but I don't drink a huge amount of alcohol. I go through long spells of no alcohol, and then maybe the odd couple of cans of beer or the odd couple of glasses of wine. So health-wise, MS is pretty stable. I take Tecfidera twice a day, which reminds me twice a day that I've got MS, and that's a ball ache. But apart from that, nothing really to report on the whole MS front, other than I've got probably an increase in tingling and pins and needles on my right side, particularly in my right leg. But it still doesn't stop me doing anything, and I just crack on as if it's just one of those things. I do have a meeting with my neurology nurse with the old, don't want to give it too much away, the NHS. Which, to be fair, with the flack the NHS are getting just now, solidarity, I'm with the strikers. And 25th of January, Burns Night, I have my next update or conversation with my MS nurse, which, to be honest, will be little more than it has been in the past. Right, so 2022, the races I've taken part in, the runs I've taken part in, I was on the North Inch and took part in the Sri Chinmoy Transcendental 50k. The same day was the Anglo-Celtic Plate, where there was 100k runners, so proper elite runners doing their thing, doing 42 laps of the North Inch in Perth. I was doing 21. They started at 7. I think we started at 10, and most of the 100k runners were finished before I finished my 50k, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But it was a great day. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Then I didn't get an initial place through the ballot for the West Highland Way, but I got I don't know if it would be a second ballot, or when they give the names to those that get the first places, some can't make it for whatever reason. I got an email in January saying I could have a place, so I grabbed it with both hands. I DNF'd. I learnt loads. Psychologically, definitely, and I knew it leading up to it, but psychologically, I could have done better. Physically, I still think I did the right thing DNFing when I did. And the reason I say that is when I DNF'd, I felt okay about it. I got home, thought I want to do something else pretty soon so that I can keep the running mojo. So I signed up for the Devil of the Highlands, which was essentially the part of the West Highland Way that I didn't run. I got as far as Octatire Farm, 51 miles in. Any other day of the week, running 51 miles or completing 51 miles in one go, you'd be quite chuffed with. But it was a DNF because the West Highland Way, 51 miles, you ain't there yet. Anyhow, I did the Devil of the Highlands, 6th of August, special day for lots of reasons. My cousin Robbie and I started out together. He was running with a back injury, which made it a bit more challenging for him than he maybe would have liked. But not only did we do the Devil of the Highlands, my grandson Archie was born. About, 10, 12 miles in, I had to stop for a loo break, and managed to find a portaloo in a campsite. And for some reason, my mobile phone started pinging, and I got the great news that I was now a granddad. Started the race, not being a granddad. Actually, I started the race as a granddad, but just didn't know it. So, wee Archie, 6th of August, Devil of the Highlands. I probably think I will enter the Devil of the Highlands as often as I can now, as a bit of a tribute to his birthday, albeit it won't always be on the 6th of August. His birthday will, but the race won't. So that was a great day. Running with Robbie, he let me pull away because his injury was kind of not allowing him to go at the pace that he would have normally gone at. Met up with Steph Reed, and her and I, we managed to run a good bit of the race together up and over the Devil's Staircase and all of that kind of stuff, and it was great. Steph pulled away from me for about the last 7 miles, I think. But it was great. I was on a high pretty much from the start, and that just got higher and higher when I found out that Archie had been born. Then what happened? So after the 6th of August, 2nd of October was Lottie's birthday, and we had done a little bit of training to take part in the Glasgow Half Marathon, which Lottie did wonderfully at. So I loved the whole event because my goal was really just to be there and help support Lottie. Lottie may say that I was no support whatsoever, and my motivation and dad jokes weren't motivating her one bit, and she was just doing all she could to ignore me and get to the finish line. But it was her 17th birthday on the day, and she completed her first half marathon, which was fantastic. Then later on, not too many weeks after that, myself and my good friend Rob Lister, we met in the Lake District and we went up Bow Fell for one day's hiking. And then on the second day, Rob is a good runner and he's still recuperating and rehabilitating from a hip replacement. He's only 45. But because of his running experiences, Rob wanted to be able to run as well as he had been up to the point, but he'd been getting issues with his hips, so he had a hip replacement. But it hasn't quite worked out the way that he would like. So this was another part of his kind of testing and trying out new things. So we had the hike up to Bow Fell. I think we walked about 15 miles that day. And then we went from Coniston to Ambleside the next day, where we ran and hiked the last 15 miles of what would be the Lakeland 100 or Lakeland 50, bit in reverse. The odd thing was, on that morning when we got to Coniston, there was a couple of busloads of people, and we thought, there's something going on here. Is there a running event taking place? It turns out it was the Lakeland 50 and Lakeland 100. It was one of their recce days where they get as many runners that can afford the time to come down, get themselves on the route. And we had to say to them, don't follow us, because we weren't going the way that they were going once we got up Coniston towards I can't remember. You kind of head up towards the Old Man, and then we veered off in one direction and they went in another. Anyhow, so that was great. It was great catching up with Rob. We get together at least once a year, and he's a really good friend, and I truly, truly do hope he gets the achievements he's setting out for himself next year, 2023, as he continues to recover. What else? Oh, and then in November, my daughter Molly asked me to help her get into a bit of a running routine, kind of couch to 5K. So we started that, and that's been great, and her dedication and commitment to wanting to just run for health reasons more than anything else has been lovely to see, and that'll continue into the new year. Speaking of the new year, it's the 31st of December. Milo and me were out for 10K along by the River Tay, the River Tay Way, if that's what it's called, which John Cassidy and Steve Watt of Young Hearts Run Free fame had the first FKT. I'm not sure if anybody else has run it yet, but I might give it a go myself next year. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next year. Signed up for the Moor Half, myself and my good friend Craig, who him and I run twice a week now. We're going to put in a bit of a structured training plan so that we can have a good half marathon. I think it's the weekend before next year's West Highland Way, which I didn't get into. Can't remember if I've already said that, but my cousins Robbie and Caroline did, and I will be part of their crew, and hopefully, I'll be running part of the West Highland Way as their support in June next year. So the Moor half with Craig, that's definitely in the diary because that's been booked. And there's a few others which I'm looking at, which I expect I will sign up to, There's a few things that I think I will do off my own back, which are not official events, but will still be challenging events personally and emotionally. I just need to make sure I get the support at home as well, because those of you that run and run regularly know that you can't do what you want to do without a lot of support in the house. So I have to thank my lovely wife Karen for tolerating my absence when I decide to go and do the things that I do. I guess that's it. This is Barney Black. This is Running with MS. I wish every one of you a fantastic 2023. I hope that all you wish for is comes true, and that you have nothing but happiness in the year ahead. So, Slanjivar, all the very best. Happy New Year.